My goodness, Chris coming in with a pillow immediately. Also, Sato! Ooh! Date night with Will. Date night with Will. That's cool. I hope everyone's doing well. Hope everyone's having a better week than I am, because it hasn't been bad. Um, it's been kind of stale in the sense that I've been job hunting, I've been getting no feedback, yada yada yada. The usual. Um, so, I know, right, CF? Hopefully it doesn't get knocked into the lava. Isn't lava just the worst in, like, any game? Especially D&D. Because that shit, when you're in lava, it's like 20... What is it? 20d10 fire damage? And it's ongoing as long as you're still immersed in the lava? It is so bad! Yeah, well, yeah, hardcore Minecraft, that's a hot time. Yes, and you can't crawl out. Right? Yeah, like, because it's like... Is it insta-death in Baldur's Gate? Because oddly enough, there's a part in Party Animals where, funny enough, Filmy's character, Ember, had thrown someone into lava and they somehow survived. We still don't know how that happened. But I clipped it. I shared this clip in Discord a while ago where, he had, like, dragged the guy, carrying him by his throat, being like, you know, if the gods have us cross paths, or no, if the gods decide for you to survive, may we never cross paths again. The guy survived, and you know what he did? He crawled up the side of the cliff and was at Ember's feet. So Ember turned around and goes, "Really? Eldritch Blast." And the guy just got blasted back into the lava. It was so bad. But also we were like, oh, Ember just used Eldritch Blast. Now he's really dangerous. As if he wasn't already unhinged. I'll send you the clip, Sato. You'll like it. Eldritch Blast is my go-to move in BG every time. Yeah. Yeah, well, see, Ember's a paladin. So an Ember having a spell like that is like, excuse me? Like, I knew you were morally gray, but whoa. I'm kidding. I'm kidding. I don't know if Filmy is listening, but I'm joking. I am Ember's #1 fangirl, so I can make the jokes. But counterspell. Oh my gosh. Okay. So I think counterspell was attempted. Oh no, it worked in my one shot. Someone counterspelled something my big baddie did, and I was like, gah! No, I had to roll. Someone had to roll for it. And I was like, oh my gosh, you're actually trying it. But it didn't work because of the level spell it was. Yeah, was it you? Yeah, it was Chris. It was Nimri. I think we had to roll for it. And I just happened to save. With the scroll thingy. Oh, no, that was Najma, right? Yeah. So you tried counterspelling it, but you can't. I looked it up. It's not really easy to counterspell a scroll. Because they're not... Was there? Because he didn't have a scroll. Or was it the spell of or the scroll of counterspell that you used? I don't remember. I'd have to go back and watch it again. So much was happening. Yeah, okay. Your counterspell was a scroll. Yeah. And I think one of us had to roll, and Batty still got to do what the fuck he was doing. I think that was when our characters got wrapped in creepy ass necrotic vines or something. It was really gross. I didn't like it. It was gross and I didn't like it. It was either the vines or the mask. I don't remember which one. But yeah, so for anyone tuning in, yes, There is a Teddy Talk part 2. I'm gonna switch over to just chatting in a second. I have... Why do I have notifications? What is going on? Oh, yay! Filmy uploaded his repo VOD. Let's go! We've got him addicted to that game. And I'm not sorry. Okay, so... Hi. That's dangerous. I know! Okay. Before I get into this, I need to clarify that Filmy and I spent, I think, a couple hours playing it last night. And then he spent another, like, half hour reading the wiki. That's dangerous. This guy's gonna end up getting good at this game. Like, we actually made it to level 5. Also, I have a new noise gate on Wavelink. I don't know how much good it's doing, but it should minimize the noise of my fan a little. I had it cranked all the way up during stream when we all played Repo, and I think it was working really well because I didn't hear my fan at all until I realized I didn't have it on. So that's a thing. Yeah, you didn't hear a fan because I didn't turn it on. Because I, like, when we ended stream, and I was in my call with Filmy, like we always have after the end of the night, I, like, felt my laptop, and I was like, my laptop's really hot. And I took my headphones off, and I'm like, my fan was off. My fan was off the whole time we played Repo. Oh, my poor laptop. I gotta have John look at it when I go see him tomorrow. And make sure I didn't melt anything. My god. So, I'm gonna get into this now. Firstly, anyone who's here, or anyone who's watching in the future, because I know there will be an amount of that. Thank you for being here. And I hope in some way or another that this talk either helps, brings comfort, helps to remind other victims of abuse that you're not the only one. And now it's time to get into why my Teddy Talk has a part 2. Now, I gave the members of Hex Appeal a heads up about this because of all the people who know what happened last summer, they know everything. They know the drama that happened. They know what happened with my ex. They know what happened with Skizzlecraft. I will name that out, right? Because there's no point. That's probably the only name I'm going to throw out is that. And I will actually... I'm having a hard time getting the words out because this was not something I expected. So, to recap what happened. I had spoken about my abusive relationship. Because if anybody knows me, you know I don't keep quiet about anything. Unless it's being asked by someone else. But if there's a problem that needs to be addressed, hey Toods! You're a goober. Your mom's a goober. How you doing, buddy? How was your stream last night? I didn't get to stick around because Filmy pulled me into Repo. And we got to level 5. But so, back to the thing because we need to get a little serious for a moment. I had spoken up about my abuse. And all the things that happened. And I had done a talk just like this. Where... Aw, Toots. Chapter 4 is okay. It's a lot of storytelling. But it's not bad. But so, yeah. I had spoken about what I've gone through. leaving names out because, well, anyone who does know, you can fill in the blanks. And anyone who doesn't know, that wishes to know, this is the point where I tell any of the viewers who aren't on my Twitch or regularly checking my YouTubes, if you're curious, you can find me on social media. Just look up the same name, Teddykat, Teddykat Durpstepper. Discord is my go-to, but if you want to reach out on Instagram, or, I mean, I don't even close my Facebook, really. Sorry. Because I don't have anything to hide. I don't. I just don't drama dump, that's the only thing. The reason I'm doing these talks is because I want other people to know they're not alone. And this is where it gets interesting. And I'm first going to bring up the screenshot of something that I discovered when I was looking through my YouTube. Firstly, YouTube, fix your notification settings. Because I will get notified when someone replies to a comment of mine on someone's video, or if they like the comment that I put on someone's video. Excuse me. But what I was not notified about, thank you, was someone had watched my Teddy Talk video and commented. I didn't see it until last night. This was 11 days ago. I'm gonna bring this comment up now so that you can all see what I saw. I'm sorry you had to join the club of his destruction. I know I only received a fraction of what you did, but I vividly remember how brutal that 1 to 2 years were. Losing everyone I thought was family, by them choosing their side, destroyed me. I was pushed out of the community I called home and abandoned by those I loved because following the scenes, she's talking about the rave scene, royalty was safest for them, even though they knew the rumors and vitriol were lies. I know we've never been close, but if you need to talk with someone who has been there, especially with that specific person, I'm around. And the Interval House in Hamilton is a decent charity. From my knowledge, Rand Wolf donated to them consistently before he passed. I read this while I was playing Repo with Filmy, and I was really distracted. Because at this point, I'm like, someone else who was with this person just reached out to me. Clearly someone I haven't spoken to in years. So I commented back, and I said, you know, it's hard to figure out who you are because of the username, which is fine. I'm gonna leave them anonymous. Mostly for their safety. That should say a lot. But she gave me some hints in her follow-up comment. And I realized who it was. It's someone I've known for a very long time. We were never really close. For reasons we weren't always the best of friends either, but the fact that she found my video and said, hey, guess what? You're not the only victim. That's a fucking win in my book. In terms of what my video, like the previous Teddy Talk, has started. I have successfully raised awareness not just to others who have been through this, but to someone else who dealt with the same person. And before I get into a little more explanation of this, I first need to point out, if there is anybody who is close to this person now, be safe. Please keep your distance and don't end up like we did. thing's for sure. I'm bringing this up in therapy next week because this is monumental. Um, I'm gonna find my notes because I realized my first Teddy talk kind of went a little bit side to side. It happens with brain vomit. I made notes so that I wouldn't forget to mention anything. It's not necessarily a script. It's just to keep my brain in order. Um, but that part where she spoke about losing her chosen family. Sounds awfully familiar, doesn't it? That they were choosing the other side rather than being neutral or whatever because that was the safest for them. How long is that going to be safe? I don't know. One of the reasons I'm doing this part 2 is I'm worried for these other people. And I have learned other things that are deeply concerning. I won't say it out loud on stream because some of it's very personal, depending on who's involved, and I don't wish to call anyone specific out. But the part about people turning their back on this other person, that's still happening to me. Still. It's been, in 6 days, it will have been 9 months since I left this person. And people are still choosing to turn their backs on me. I actually had someone who was in Colossum community for a short while, actually a couple people, that I will still leave unnamed. But those who do know, you know. Some of them who'd said they would never turn their back on me, that I could never get rid of them, that they'd always be there. I would show up in their stream, and I'm banned. Either on the spot, or I was already banned. With no word, no explanation, just cut out. That hurts. Especially when you have turned around and said that you would be there for me. And in turn, I try to be there for those who return the favor. I just try to treat people the way they treat me. This also goes to the bystanders who know what happened. There are a few. And decide to just let it be. It may not affect you directly, but as long as someone like that is in your life, you should at least be a little concerned. Because I am. I'm wearing makeup. I really shouldn't cry today. But I mean, seeing that comment from this other person was the best and worst thing that could have come out of the Teddy talk. Because again, for the best and worst reasons, I now know I'm not alone. And for those, if anyone's not quite getting what I mean, I will be blunt. It is the best thing for us because we can support each other in our healing and the time we're putting between us and what happened. It is the worst thing because, wow, I'm not the only one he did this to. I mean, it shouldn't surprise anyone, really. I still have a bit of a naive aspect to my personality, and I was fully trying to believe that I was the only major victim of this. But I'm not. And I'm worried that I won't be the last. So again, I say to anyone who is close to this person, even just friends, please be careful. Don't do it for me. Do it for yourself, please. And to the person who left that comment, whether you're here right now or you're watching this in the future, thank you. You reminded me that after all this time, survivors of stuff like this are still finding each other in the rubble. And if there's anyone else out there who has either experienced the same things that we did from this person, or through someone else, because I know there are many of you out there who have had a similar experience with someone equally as abusive or manipulative, just an overall dangerous person, you're not alone. If your story has been buried for whatever reason, either because you're suppressing it or you don't know how to deal with it, you can reach out the same way this person did. You can leave a comment in the posted YouTube video. You can find me by my screen name on a variety of social media. I still call it Twitter. I don't use Twitter. I have it, but I don't use it. So I'm less likely to check that. Fuck, I'm still trying not to cry. But you can find me on Discord or Instagram. Heck, if you're following my Twitch channel, you can whisper me. I'm pretty sure my whispers are open. If they're not, you can comment on my YouTube video and I'll tweak the settings. I don't want to be closed off to anybody. I just want Fuck, I'm getting choked up. I want others to know you deserve peace. Whether or not you're dealing with PTSD like I am, where sometimes these memories come flooding back. And they actually cripple us temporarily. Whether or not you're dealing with that, you do still need to heal. So, please reach out. Hi, Hemi. Sorry, I'm catching up on chat now. Also, prepare to be slightly amazed because I have black napkins. I stole these from work a long time ago. But I keep them nearby just in case I need them. Ah! Why did I wear makeup today? That was a bad idea. So that's the long and the short of it is my previous Teddy talk actually reached someone else who has suffered. And now we're connecting in a way we never have. Weird. When I initially told Filmy about this, he was floored. And then we both realized God works in mysterious ways, doesn't he? I know there's many of you who are not religious, so you could just say life works in mysterious ways. But for me, God is mighty and has a way of doing things that are very peculiar. So that is what happened recently. And I wanted to acknowledge that comment and the person who reached out. And also thank you for giving me another chance in your life. Because I know this other person, again, we weren't always close. And I was actually one of the people who had turned against her in their breakup. Because I only heard one side of the story. I was very naive back then. I was also easily influenced, partially because of the addiction that I had. Great. So glad that's gone. And that I have a chance to make things right. I'm gonna make sure I don't fuck it up this time. So that is Teddy Talk Part 2. Anyone who's in my chat, thank you. I know there are some who either couldn't make it because they're doing stuff, or they simply didn't want to be around for the live, but they want to watch it later. That's okay. There's nothing wrong with that. It gets pretty heavy with Teddy Talks. Love you too, wifey. Also, I know we need to hang out soon. Excuse me. I may actually talk to Grandpa about that. So we'll figure that out. You shut your face. You're being snooze-did. I need to catch up on chat a little bit. 73. Thank you, Chris and CF and Toods and Wifey. I thought I saw Kushi. Yeah, I did.